How are you? Happy Sunday. More importantly, happy Memorial Day. Yes, I'm a proud veteran. Thank you, all my brothers and sisters, for your service. And let's pray for all the people that never made it back. Okay, we're going to have to start off again with this box program because a few things bother me. Listen, I don't want to bash this created date, but the program is making it very hard for me not to. Unbelievably, they got a USDA a packer license this week, and if everyone here knows that it usually takes the rest of us 2 or 3 months to get that license. So what troubles me is I know it was a bad decision going out and created date. I hope I'm wrong, because there are a lot of people depending on you, but there were just a lot better choices, people that really know the produce business. So why is the USDA going out of their way to make sure this thing, that you give somebody a PACA license? And I have to tell you something. I've won some PACA cases to a firm in Chicago. I won. Then the courts held it up, and they liquidated, and I never got my money. I got robbed for like $160,000, right? So the PACA, again, they're like some of our organizations. They talk a big game, but you have to have the experience, because a lot of people didn't want to do business with Created Date because they didn't have a PACA license. So now all of a sudden they have one in 3 days. And I don't know if that's going to help them. From my point of view, you don't have an experience in the produce business. I'll tell you a story. I've been in this business for over 40 years. And I thought I was very professional the first time I was going to go buy in the market. My first few years I bought it, it was an auction. I used to go to the auction, but I was going to, I was going to the market, and I was very professional. I had a clipboard. And I learned out later on that, you charge a guy $1 more with a clipboard, because they usually is a new guy like me. So sometimes you're the hammer and sometimes you're the nail, right? The more experience you get, the more chances you get to be a hammer. So USDA forego all those people with produce experience, produce knowledge, trucks, refrigerations, PACA licenses, and just give it to somebody that's an event planner. Makes no sense at all. Again, I want you to succeed, because there's families that are depending on food to eat. But I just don't get what the USDA, you're hiding something. I'm sorry. My father always used to say, Paulie, when something doesn't make sense to you, throw money at it, and it clears everything up. I'm throwing money at it, and it's starting to clear things up. I'm sorry, but this was a tragedy. Also, the produce industry is billions and billions of dollars a year. Why don't we have a bigger voice? Why couldn't, I know the PMA and United sent letters, but obviously we don't have a strong voice. There's a lot of companies with a lot of strong voice than ours, and that's really perplexing to me. With all the money, I'm sorry. I call out what I see wrong, and if you guys don't have a loud voice, then maybe we need a new voice. I'm sorry. It's just the way it is. Billions and billions of dollars at every level. Let's all stand in unison, from farmer to wholesaler to retailer, all one industry. Billions and billions and billions of dollars. We got to be able to speak a little louder and fix problems where we see that they are. So that's my little rant to start off this Memorial Day weekend. It's I'm sorry, when things just don't make sense to me, my head explodes. I just don't get it. Oh, let's talk about a little bit about markets. Unfortunately, after this holiday, we have the end of the month, and that's usually a big slack off in demand. I'm hoping people getting outside, and we'll get into that at the end of this. People getting outside hopefully will increase demand a little bit. But usually I'm an end of month guy that I always see markets coming off, and then some people get fooled and the markets get better for the following week. So I think that might still be the case. We'll start off with red peppers. Red peppers are not long by any stretch of imagination, but they're high. And again, with the end of the month, I think demand will be off a little bit. So I don't see them going higher than they were last week. Pretty much the same, maybe $1 or $2 lower, but I think going into the following week, you're going to have a little bit more supplies out of California, but less supplies out of Mexico. Mexico, this should probably be their last week. And then you got to worry about if they have legs. Green peppers, the South is in now, so that market came off to more manageable levels. Eggplants, the same thing. It's they staying in that in the terminal level. FOB is $18 to $20, so maybe $22 depending on size, and maybe $2 to $4 less on number twos, and terminal levels in that mid $20s to $30. I don't see any change there. Squashes out of Mexico, green squash from $8 to $10, and yellow squash from $8 to $12. Pretty much the same there. Again, demand is going to be everything this week. And cukes been stagnant the last couple of weeks. I think you're going to see less and less supers now, so that might be a little pull on that market upward, but then the off grades probably a little less. If you read all the way through, I want to talk about opening country social media. If you're up on the news, you pretty much know my position on this COVID virus right from the start. I live my life. I'm respectful of other people. I wear my mask when it's appropriate, but they're finding out that this a prolonged shutdown is probably going to be worse for us than the virus itself, which I believe that right from the start. It's good old common sense. What bothers me is now knowing this, and even, Dr. Fauci even said this, and he's the one that orchestrated this whole shutdown, okay? Social media, I don't know if any of you watch Joe Rogan's podcast. They're really great. He usually presents both sides of the story, so that's kind of news I like. I like both sides. Let me figure out who's right and who's wrong. My opinion is more important than somebody on the news. So he was, Google and YouTube wouldn't let him put on opposing views and opposing recommendations for this COVID-19 virus. In light of what now is being said by Dr. Fauci and a host of other people, isn't that scary that media is really taking over and chooses what you get to see? I don't care what you believe, but at least get both sides of the story so you can make an informed decision. Really, really bothers me. That's it. I just can't talk about produce all the time. This brain just wants to explode sometimes. So I have to say that Texas restaurants are open now, where I am, for sure. Beaches are open, and we're all doing fine. I hope the rest of the country follows suit, because I just believe that's the way to go. I got to tell you, let me start. I broke my collarbone when I was about 3. I broke this nose, this beautiful nose, 6 times. I had a brain operation when I was 10. Had my appendix out. Fractured 2 vertebrae in my neck. Broke my leg. I think that's it. I'm still here. Life's not that easy. You can't, you can't live in a bubble. Go live your life. 99.3% chance you get the virus, you'll live. Unless you're 85 or 65. So go live your life, because I love you. I love the produce business. We need a bigger voice. We need a stronger voice. And if those people can't be our voice, then we need new people. Let's all be one industry together. Okay? Take care. See you on Wednesday. Sorry if you don't like my rants. That's it. Have a great day. Happy Memorial Day. God bless you. God bless you for your service. Bye.